Welcome to the Unity of Syracuse. Welcome to this place. Oh, things are different, aren't they? But just like Leland said in our opening prayer this morning, it looks different, but it's still the same place. Filled with the same people who love the same God, who love each other, who've been through the thick and the thin together. Some of you for the first time you're here. Some of you it might be the 5,000th time you're here. But you know what? It's not about anything but how we are with each other, with the love that we share. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions today. We're going to have a little bit of audience participation. So let's think about this for a minute. If God has provided for you, raise your hand. If God has healed you, whether it be emotional, spiritual, or physical, raise your hand. If God has answered a prayer for you, whether it's a yes or a no or a maybe, raise your hand. If you grew up knowing that there is someone somewhere, somehow, who loves you with an everlasting love, raise your hand. Whoever has said a blessing at dinner, raise your hand. Whoever has offered a prayer, raise your hand. Because that's what this place is all about, people. It's about raising your hand. It's about welcoming the God, the He, the She, the They, into your hearts and into your minds and into your bodies today. So now tell me this one thing. If you know that you came here today and it was no accident that you walked through those doors, I'd like you to stand up. Because every one of you that's here is here for a reason, right? Is here for a place. So we're going to welcome into this place. You ready? Sing it with me. Welcome into this place. Oh yes. Welcome into this open vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hearts. Lift your hands like you did. And we lift, yes, our hands as we offer up this praise unto your name. Oh, you are welcome here. Welcome into this place, 300 West Seneca Turnpike. Welcome into my open vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hearts, lift them up, folks, and we lift, yes, our hands as we offer up this praise unto your name. Now make it personal. Welcome into my place, into my place. Welcome into your vessel. Welcome into my open vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. Here we go. So I lift my heart and I lift my hands as I offer up my praise unto your name.
Welcome, friends. Good morning to you in this old and new space. Before we begin, in honor of the changes here, in honor of all the feelings that we're holding about it and with it, we honor them all. All these things are a gift to us. And we're going to offer a brief blessing as we rededicate this space in its new configuration. May our highest ideal, our deepest intuition of that source, that inner knowing, that higher power, be present with us now as we are present with it and in it and through it. We make presence with that divine and sacred knowing. From that knowing, we ask, may God give a blessing to this house. May we bless this house from roof to floor, from wall to wall and end to end, from its foundation and in its covering, in the strong name of that deep inner knowing. And all disturbance will cease, all captive spirits freed. God's Spirit alone dwells within these walls. We call upon that knowing to save and shield and surround this place, this house, this home, this day, this night and every night, to be a sanctuary for all friends to be welcomed here from near and far, blessed and honored as they enter and stay, knowing that as they dwell in this house, that love and peace dwells in all hearts. And so it is. My name is Jacob, and it is a pleasure to platform for you here this morning. Unity is a positive, progressive, practical approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. You join me in affirming our mission statement. Unity of Syracuse inspires, awakens, and transforms lives through unlimited love, prayer, and service. We thank you all for being here with us, in person and in spirit across time. Now we will send our greetings and our thanks to all the beings that make it possible, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animals, the elements, and one another, the people who work and love and weave our lives. And we will stand and send our greetings to one another. Thank you for joining us on the path. We remain standing for our statement of being. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. So now the children will prepare to depart, and we will lift our arms in praise to them, saying, may you be guided by love, justice, and compassion. Embrace your unique gifts and use them to create a more inclusive and just world. Walk boldly, knowing that you are supported and empowered to make a difference. And together we say, we have a flourishing and inspiring youth and family.
Teachers, so he's going to go ahead and I want him to.
So now we will prepare our hearts and minds for the daily word. Today, Sunday the 14th of January, is serve. I bring God's love into the world through service. I don't need special skills to be of service. I have willing hands and an open heart, channels of God's love, to be directed wherever they're needed most. The impulse to serve is my compassionate nature seeking expression. I respond to the needs around me by doing what I can to help. I do not think of reward or recognition. Just being of service fills my heart. Serving is a wonderful way to feel close to God. My loving heart is open, my hands are busy, and my life feels purposeful when I am doing what I can to brighten one person's life or to make the world a better place. I feel God's presence strongly as I serve and share the love and care of the divine. And from Matthew 25, for I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. In reflecting myself on this notion of service, of being that channel of love through hands and heart, I'm reminded of something I learned in another place, another spiritual community, that when I got busy, I got better. When the world is filled with so many things that are overwhelming, so many things that are beyond my grasp, prayer is certainly in first line of attack on these problems. But finding that place where I can do something, anything, within the sphere that's given to me, oftentimes under responsibilities that only I can do something about. And I see that there's the danger of deception and getting hung up on all these problems that I can't affect if they're distracting me from these things that I can take action on. That's what's given to me to do. And that might be the most important thing. Now we turn to our 5 basic principles, our guideposts and guide stars. Is there anyone who has a testimonial of how they've shown up in your life this week? Please do come forward and share with us that we can learn with you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wow, this is what I can say. Speaking of serving, service, so many of those, but also number 3, I'm still speechless at how beautiful it is in here. And I know that Natasha and Jacob they kind of lived down here at least for a week probably. And for all those who contributed towards seating for the sanctuary, for those people who had the vision to see this, and talk about fresh, a new year, and it's wonderful to see some new faces out there, so welcome to everyone. But thank you so much for having the vision and all the effort that it took. So thank you.
This man helped make it possible. And big shout out to Mike as well.
Actually, that's what I was going to talk about. Number 5, we must live these spiritual principles, and today was serve. And I was home. My head's been in a fog for quite a while now, and I keep thinking, I gotta join a group or something outside of my normal life and get my head clear. And then I got a call from Jacob. They needed him and Mike were putting the chairs together, and he called and asked me if I wanted to help. And I was down here and helping, and then I read the serve today in the Daily Word, and that's right. Mike and we were done work and sat in the back for an hour talking with each other, and that helped me loosen, get rid of all the clouds in my head. And I know it was set up for me to get a call and come down here, so thank you.
the stone upon which all else is laid and built. Prayer chaplain serving today is Donna, available to pray after service. And now, with a little bit of improvised choreography as we learn our new setup here, we'll bring our written prayer intentions from the place here to our altar of our hearts and affirm their presence.
Wow. I feel very honored to be the first prayer chaplain up here sitting in our beloved pews. And it's just amazing how this space has opened up. So please join me in that sacred space of our heart. And we let go of all our burdens that we carry, of all our feelings that are hard. We lay them down for a reprieve. And then let us stand straighten our back and fortify ourselves with strength, with power, with the truths that we hear, that we practice here. And just know that God is in us, works through us, is always available. With grace and gratitude, we say thank you, God. Amen.
So we are now blessed to begin with a new series, Quest for Wholeness. After our musical interlude, Patsy will introduce us and bring us up.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have of God. Oh yes, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Thank you, Sally. I love this. My own thanks to everyone who made this new sanctuary possible, to Natasha and John and Jacob and Chelsea and Mike and Sally and Ed and Nancy and everyone who voted for the burgundy chairs and all of that. I just want to say thank you. We all have a part in making this place a better, more holy place. So, we're beginning a study of the book, A Quest for Holiness, Wholeness, healing ourselves and healing the world. And that's what we're doing. I mean, we start by healing our sanctuary area, and we move out and we heal the world. So we have to heal ourselves first. Anyway, this book is written by Unity Minister Robert Brumet. And it's not a simple guide to being healed. It is a guide to the way we heal ourselves and the world. Brumet says, we must take responsibility for our part in the healing process. God always works through us, not for us. And I'll be talking about the first chapter in the book, which is spiritually healing. I am not going to do exactly what the book did. I'm putting my own spin on this because I wanted to call my talk, instead of spiritual healing, Holy, Holy, Holy. Now I'm going to spell that for you. H-O-L-Y, H-O-L-E-Y, W-H-O-L-L-Y. Because that's who we are. We come to this earth part of and one with the holiness that we call God. Our spirits, as we're born into this world, are infinite, complete, whole. Then as we live this thing called life, we develop holes in our holiness. At least I did. Anybody else? Okay. We learn to get angry. We learn prejudice. There is no such thing as prejudice as we come into our holiness. We learn the rules of humanity, which are not necessarily the rules of God. We learn our shoulds. We should do this if we're going to succeed in human life. And that's okay if we're only living a human life. The thing is, we're not living a human life only. We're living a human life, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. As we grow into our human ways, our holiness. Wholes that come from being human. The shoulds, the ideas we pick up from parents and teachers. The misconceptions about ourselves and others. Those are holes in our holiness. And somewhere along this road of life, we begin to feel these holes. We begin to suffer from them. We begin to long for something that we once had, but we no longer quite remember. We long to rid ourselves of our holes. And at this point, we look for a place of philosophy, a religion that will return us to holiness. We look for ways to return to wholeness, the wholeness of what we were born to be, which is holy. Human divine beings united with God. Often, we don't find this in religions. Instead of finding a wholeness born of holiness, we find rules, we find regulations, we find thou shalls and thou shalt nots and all of that kind of stuff. And at this point, some of us who are still seeking find a place like Unity. Find a book like The Quest for Wholeness. We find a home that recognizes that we are part of a greater divinity, and we feel welcome there, as the song that Sally did so beautifully says. We find a greater wholeness because we are part of this wholeness, and that's our second principle. So as T.S. Eliot, poet T.S. Eliot, wrote in the poem Little Giddings, and Robert Brumet quoted in his book, and I quote, "At the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." Now, not only is that one of my favorite poems and one of my favorite poets, it also describes our journey through life. Starting with holiness, journeying through and around the holes that we encounter, and winding up with a holiness that is born of the wholeness with which we entered this life. We are born with a holiness that comes from wholeness, the wholeness of God. And as we go through our life, we have to work our way back to this wholeness. So, Robert Brumet, in his book, The Quest for Holiness, Healing Ourselves, Healing Our World, he offers us a way to return to who we really are. He offers us steps for spiritual healing. He offers us ways to heal our way back to God, to heal our way back to the divinity and wholeness we always had, but somewhere along the way we may have lost. Being whole is not easy to do. The world would like us to be partial, not whole. The world would like to put each of us into a box and label us without understanding the depth of who we truly are. We really are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual first. And in living in the chaos of the world, we forget this. we join the chaos, not the Christ. And that does us no good at all. That doesn't increase us in any way toward wholeness. It shrinks us into partiality. And we don't want to be there. So let's look at some of the ways that Robert Brumet suggests for us to return to a greater wholeness. These are ways from chapter 1, not from the rest of the book, so be sure that you take these classes. The classes are being offered at 10 o'clock in the morning here at church live and at both of the discussion groups. 10 a.m. on Tuesday via Zoom and 7 p.m. on Wednesday via Zoom. Anyway, Brumet says first we need to heal. We need to become who we really are, who we were born to be, not who the secular world thinks we ought to be. We need to go through a spiritual healing, a healing in which we are the healer, the one who needs to be healed, and healed. We are all of those. Healer, one who needs healing, and the one who does the healing. And this does not occur by becoming more spiritual, because we already are spiritual beings having a human experience. We were born holy. We have to heal ourselves back to who we are. Brumet goes on to say, and I quote, "Our suffering is not a punishment, nor is it a sign that we are sinful or flawed. It's simply a sign that at this stage of our evolution, we are more identified with humanity than with divinity. We are more holy, H-O-L-E-Y, than we are holy, H-O-L-Y, or whole. Our holiness, H-O-L-E-Y-N-E-S-S, tells us that we are not good enough. Have you ever thought that? Me too. That we are only human. There are songs on the radio that tell us that we're only human. They're wrong. The world tells us that we're not good enough to define ourselves as spirit. And Brumet says, and I quote, "We may believe we are only human. That belief creates our human experience, yet the reality of what we are does not change. We typically see ourselves as human beings rather than spiritual beings, but in reality, we are simultaneously both." End of quote. Or, in my terminology, we are both H-O-L-E-Y and H-O-L-Y. And our work on this earth is to bring these two separate aspects of ourselves together into a state of wholeness. We need spiritual healing, and that's what the first chapter of this book is about, spiritual healing. And this doesn't mean curing. It does not mean that we need to cure something that is wrong. It means that we have to recognize that we already are all that we can be. We already are fully spiritual and fully human. And we need to bring these two aspects of ourselves together into a new kind of wholeness. In our classes for the next week, as I said, we will learn, or more accurately, remember exactly who we are as we work our way through this book. Perfectly flawed human beings, and at the same time, perfectly whole spiritual beings. Now, in order to feel this bodily spiritual wholeness, I'm going to call on Natasha. We have planned this. And we are going to go through a chakra meditation using the bowls, using my words, using our affirmation for this chapter, and using color. So I invite you just to close your eyes, to be comfortable with who you are, because you are holy and you are whole. And I want you to remember these words of the meditation, which I will repeat as we move upward from the root chakra to the crown chakra. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. I invite you to bring your attention to your root chakra. A chakra is an energy center. The root chakra is the one which is at the base of your spine. And I invite you to picture a beautiful red light swirling around the chakra. Filling the chakra. Knowing that you are safe in your body, whole and safe, in this body, in this root chakra. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. I invite you to bring your attention upward to the center of your abdomen, the sacral chakra. And I invite you to picture this area bathed in a beautiful orange color, a bright orange color, like a freshly picked orange. Know that you are a perfect, creative being, an exuberant being, an effervescent being, as effervescent as the orange that surrounds your sacred chakra. am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. Bring your attention now to your solar plexus, the area just above where the sacral chakra was. And imagine your body bathed and surrounded by a beautiful swirling yellow color, like the sun. Feel the warmth of this chakra. Feel yourself warmed, brightened. This is the chakra of confidence and wisdom. Know that you are wise. Know that you have inner wisdom always. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. I invite you to bring your attention to your heart center and feel the love that radiates through you from your heart center. Picture a beautiful green color, green like the leaves in springtime, swirling around your heart. This green is surrounding you. Beautifying you. Birthing you once again in your heart center. That beautiful center of love. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. Bring your attention to your throat. And imagine a beautiful, beautiful blue light radiating from your throat and surrounding you. Imagine yourself speaking only truth, divine truth. Blue is the color of our power of the month, faith. Have faith in yourself and in God. Speak only truth. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. Now bring your attention to your forehead. This is the center of your third eye chakra. That eye which sees what the physical eyes cannot see. That eye with which you see God. Imagine yourself being surrounded by a beautiful indigo color. A kind of purplish blue. finally, imagine an opening at the crown of your head, your crown chakra. See energy pouring from you to the universe, and energy pouring from the universe through your crown chakra. Imagine it as a celestial sort of violet, a beautiful, beautiful color. It pours through you. Your body is united in the wholeness of your chakras. Your spirit is united with God through the crown chakra. I am a child of God. Perfect wholeness is my birthright. And I'm going to ask Natasha to join all of the different chakras together as we allow our attention to come back to this room, knowing that we are whole, we are complete, we are one with all that is, we are one with God. Feel the wholeness. Feel the wholeness within your body and within your spirit as spirit flows through you. You are forever connected to the wholeness that is God, for you are part of the wholeness that is God. And I invite you to take your time, but bring your attention back to this room. And I thank you, Natasha, for your beautiful music. Know that you are whole. You are complete. Feel this wholeness. Feel it. Feel it in the energy of your body. Feel it in the mix of the colors and sound. Know that you are whole. That wholeness that is you is forever connected to the wholeness that is God. And so it is. Amen. As a commercial announcement, I invite you all to take one of these classes. They are important. They are a way to work yourself back to who you were born to be. So that's my commercial announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. Coming back from that, in that spirit of serving as that channel and finding the way that our wholeness reaches into the world, we move to our offering, recognizing that giving and receiving are one and the same gesture. As we pause and reflect on the abundance of blessings, I think that these offerings given from our hearts, filled with gratitude and compassion, this is a testament to our commitment to love and transformation, our faith in our community and the wider world. May they be multiplied and lifted up as we use our good to create a more harmonious world. And together we affirm, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. You are my source.
Good morning, everybody. So I'll just start by saying that at the first of the week, the looks on your faces were much the look on our faces. Because when we placed the order last week, we didn't know that in 48 hours, we would have to scramble to make a plan to get the chairs in here and all the preparation it would take to do so. So there was a lot of prayer, a lot of work. And so I too would just like to thank everybody that has made this update happen. The donors and the donations that started back in November, the laborers of love that came in to help see all of the moving pieces through, and then those that helped with all the design processes. I will say that we did get most of the pews broken down, but there are still 4 or 5 whole pews. So if you are in deep desire of possessing a pew from this church, please let me know, because I have them safely stored and you are welcome to them. All the others have been broken down, so they are all backs and bottoms and sides. If you desire some of that, please let me know. We're only holding these until the end of the week, and at the end of the week, we will list them for sale, and anything that is sold will obviously be reinvested back into further sanctuary updates for the church itself. So you have about a week to make your decision before we list it to the general public. Miss Sally is hosting us as a choir, Unity Choir, at the MLK celebration that's happening next Sunday. So if you would like to participate in that, there's only one practice and it's at 3. There's a really nice dinner. It's very community oriented. It's a really great time. So if you want to sign up to go and be a part of Unity in the choir, you must let Sally know so she can let the other coordinators know. If you just want to go, I'm going with my children. It's free. It's a free event. So you can go right online, purchase your tickets for free, and then go. It's a really great time, and it's a very edifying, eye-opening experience for sure. Last announcement before I turn it over to Donna is beginning on February 4th, we will start having quarterly community conversations. These will be like open forum, loose agenda, potluck style meetings that are designed to reconnect, to break bread, and keep channels of communication open. So topics will always be posted the week prior, so we have some time to kind of gather and think about what we want to discuss. If you have a suggestion or a topic you would like us to possibly bring to the table, there's a suggestion box. So it's not just for this, it's for our spiritual community in a whole. It's right back there on that really pretty table, by that really pretty chair, by that really pretty window. So you can leave your suggestions back there, and it is anonymous unless you want to put your name on it. And so now I'll turn it over to Donna.
Okay, well, the daily word was served today, and I am chairman of the nominating committee for the board. And this year there are 3 slots open, and I'm chairman. Nancy Hazard is co-chair, and Byron is also on the committee. So I have applications here. I was going to read what the qualifications were, but I forgot my glasses, so I can't possibly read it. But They will be in the back, and I will have some downstairs at the bookstore. And so please consider serving in this manner. Applications are due by February 8th, and the annual meeting where we would be voting is on March 10th this year. Okay, so any questions, reach out to me or Nancy or Mike. Thank you.
So we do have a dedicated place for prayer downstairs in the fellowship hall following service, so a private area for seclusion. So if you're interested in meeting with the prayer chaplain, please go down there after we're done here. And as we close, we go forth with our benediction, prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are not alone. The power of God protects us. We are empowered. The presence of God watches over us. We are with us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
How was your